3 years ago, a 42-year-old father from Texas walked into his doctor's office expecting a routine thumbs up. He wasn't overweight, exercised when his schedule allowed, and balanced a demanding job with a normal family life. But his lab results revealed a reality he didn't expect. His doctor told him he was pre-diabetic. He was shocked. He felt perfectly fine, and there were no physical warning signs pointing to a metabolic problem. This timeline illustrates how the condition actually develops. It rarely stems from a single dietary mistake. Instead, it builds through the slow, invisible accumulation of minor daily routines, actions repeated so often they become entirely unnoticed. This hidden accumulation thrives inside 3 specific blind spots: our diet, our lifestyle, and our psychology. These frictions obscure growing risks from people who otherwise appear healthy. The real danger rarely arrives with a loud warning. It hides within our default routines, meaning an unexamined, normal life can be a surprisingly vulnerable place to be. The first blind spot is dietary friction. Our modern food environment relies heavily on ultra-processed options. For busy people, frozen meals and drive-through breakfasts offer a necessary convenience, but they carry heavy loads of unhealthy fats and hidden sugars. Notice what happens on this glucose graph. When you consume liquid sugars or refined carbohydrates, they digest rapidly. This sends a sharp spike of glucose directly into your bloodstream. Compare that to solid, fiber-rich foods, which create a steady curve. Because liquid sugars and refined calories bypass the body's natural fullness signals, it is easy to consume hundreds of calories without feeling full. When the body experiences these recurring sharp spikes, it must mount an aggressive insulin response to clear the glucose. Doing this daily places a constant, unnatural demand on the metabolic system. Convenience foods effectively bypass human biological volume control. That daily sugary coffee or quick snack compounds into a recurring metabolic stressor over time. The second blind spot is lifestyle friction. It is one thing to consume excess sugar. It is another to hinder your body's ability to process it. For many, the modern workday is defined by hours of sitting in cars, sitting at desks, and lounging on couches. Prolonged sitting functionally slows muscle activity. When muscles remain inactive for hours, they drastically reduce the amount of glucose they naturally burn for fuel. This cellular model illustrates insulin resistance. When muscles stay inactive, they stop responding to the insulin signals required to absorb glucose, causing it to pool outside the cell. This happens even if you try to make up for a sedentary day with an hour at the gym later. Then there's the compounding friction of chronic stress and sleep deprivation. Navigating constant deadlines and financial worries triggers survival hormones, originally designed to help humans flee from physical danger. As you can see, these stress hormones physically interfere with blood sugar regulation. They block insulin from doing its job while simultaneously manufacturing intense cravings for sugary, high-calorie foods. Modern sedentary and high-stress routines chemically hinder the body's ability to handle the very food we consume. The final blind spot is cognitive friction. We often rely on the myth that a normal outward body weight guarantees internal metabolic health. In reality, type 2 diabetes affects people across a wide spectrum of body sizes. Factors like genetics, age, and ethnicity exert primary influence over your risk, regardless of your reflection in the mirror. Many people also treat family history as irrelevant data, rather than utilizing it as the critical early warning system it is intended to be. This false sense of security leads many to avoid routine blood work. Millions of Americans have prediabetes, precisely because the condition presents no obvious physical symptoms until the damage is advanced. The ultimate psychological risk is assuming that being successful or focused on family provides immunity from chronic illness. Psychological denial does not erase biological risk. It merely ensures that when the metabolic damage is finally uncovered, reversing it will be significantly more difficult. Months after his diagnosis, the father from Texas returned to his doctor's office. This time, his lab numbers had tangibly improved. He achieved this by avoiding extreme lifestyle overhauls. Instead, he audited his existing daily patterns and focused on modifying them one by one. He implemented specific micro-adjustments: a 10-minute walk after dinner, an extra hour of sleep, swapping sugary drinks for water, and keeping his follow-up appointments. This chart shows why those actions worked. Small, consistent adjustments are mathematically superior to sweeping, temporary life overhauls. A 1% daily reduction in metabolic friction results in a distinct shift in your long-term health trajectory. Future health is the cumulative result of the quiet choices we choose to repeat every single day. This video is for educational purposes only and should not be considered medical advice. Always consult a qualified healthcare professional regarding questions about your health, symptoms, or treatment options.